My next guest is a business manifestation coach, helping and supporting spiritual lady bosses integrate an authentic strategic mindset so that they can grow a powerful and sustainable business. Please welcome Cecile Washington. Welcome to the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Anna Patricia Bourgeois, certified business coach. I am here to help you up-level, generate consistent wealth, increase your confidence, attract dream clients, and master your mindset so that you can fully own your power and achieve next-level results in your online business and beyond. Every week, a powerful conversation will take place with amazing guests, or I'll share from my experience to help inspire you to start and scale the business of your dreams while being powerfully you. The time has come to stop playing small, stop hiding, and stop waiting. Now is the perfect time for you to passionately pursue your heart's desire as the powerful leader you were born to be. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. I am here today with Cecile Washington. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. I almost feel like we should have just recorded, kept the other episode and just plastered it here because we just had the most epic conversation on my podcast.
Yeah, go check that out because it was awesome.
Yeah,
I'm so excited to have you on.
Thank you.
Let's talk about, I know you're a business manifestation and mindset coach, and I know that you've created amazing things for yourself in this lifetime. And I want you to share with us, how did you get from an abusive relationship to moving to a country with $0 to building two businesses that have generated millions of dollars? Tell us, how does that even happen?
I mean, okay, I'm going to dumb it down because it's this simple, okay? You just decide.
Yeah.
You decide that what you see is for you. Something I used to say to myself so often, especially in that state of in the abusive relationship and in that time in my life, was I'm meant for greatness. I don't know what it is. I feel it. I don't know what it is. And then one day you just make a choice to change, and you take aligned, inspired action every single day of your life, and that's it. It's a choice. You decide. And I know people hear that and they're like, well, that's not true. It's like, it is true. It's true. It's every decision that you make is a choice to be better and do more and have more and work towards what you see inside always. And it's just a choice. You choose it. I chose that I was done with that shit, and I moved from that place, and I just kept going. Was it easy? No. No, sure wasn't. I always say doing that move and I always say it was the hardest thing I ever did in my life, but it was the best thing I ever did in my life.
Yeah. And would you say you need to hit rock bottom to be there? Or what about people who are comfortable, but they know they want more, but it's just a bit harder for them to decide?
I don't think you need to hit rock bottom. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I think you just have to be ready to make a choice and do what it takes until it takes. I think you just have to, it's all about choosing. Mm-hmm. You hear it so often. So many coaches say, well, you choose, you decide it. And you're like, well, that's actually true. It's about it. I actually talk a lot about my weight loss on my podcast as well, because it's the same thing. It's like you choose that you're sick of being unhealthy and overweight, and you make a better choice. You choose a salad instead of the pizza.
Yeah.
You know totally. What I mean? And then you don't get upset with yourself when you see the scale not moving. You just keep going towards the healthy lifestyle. And that means choosing the better choice, choosing what you want, instead of being like, oh, well, the scale didn't move, so I just can't, I can't do this, and I'm just going to be unhealthy and fat forever, so I'm going to eat an entire pizza. And that's what happens.
Yeah.
So it's a choosing. To me, it's like you decide and you take aligned action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. It's so simple, yet so true.
It's so simple, yeah. So I guess this podcast is done because now everyone has a secret to success, and that's it.
You're so funny. I just love your personality so much.
That's true, right? It's like, yeah, that's the secret sauce, and there's nothing else to say.
Awesome. So I know you talk a lot about like this industry and how we're being sold the ease and flow.
Mm-hmm,
And I want you
mm-hmm.
to chat about like what's really like the issue here when this happens and what we can do to like really create this awareness and like start the change towards something better for us, for ourselves.
I think I think what people need to understand is that the ease and flow thing is actually real. Okay, but
Mhm.
but this is the thing that's easy is it gets easier to push through the shit that's going to
Mm.
come up when you're working towards building anything incredible. It gets easier to say yes to what you see inside, because the more often you say yes to what you see inside and you make that choice to choose you, to choose what you see, it gets easier when shit happens, because shit's going to keep happening, you know? Like I always say, the universe tests you to see if what you want is really what you want. You're either
Mm.
willing or unwilling to move through the shit. And I hate to break it to you, but there's going to be a lot of shit that make you feel like you're failing. But failure is just a feeling. It's not real. It's what you do in that moment that pushes you onward and upward.
Mm.
What do you do in that moment? Do you quit because you think you suck? Because you're going to think that you suck like a lot, even though you don't. You're fucking awesome. But you're going to have moments where you think that you suck, even though you don't suck.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so true. And
Well,
I
you
feel like
decide if you suck or not. Like, the
yeah.
choice.
A lot of people need to hear this right now, so I'm glad that you said it.
Yeah, because you don't suck. You're fucking awesome, and you just think that you suck, even though you don't suck. There's no sucking. You don't suck. You just feel like you do, but you don't.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is so true. And
Mm-hmm.
so where does the manifestation comes in? Like how would you say like how big is it in your life and like do you have like a routine around it? Like how do you go about it?
I think, and we talked about this in my episode just before this, is I call this the knowing. Like, you stay in your knowing. You know,
Mhm.
you close your eyes and you envision this life, right? You see, and I'm sure you've done this for yourself. You've pictured a business, you've pictured a life, you've pictured the things that you want in this business, right, Anna? You have, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And you've seen them, and when you picture those things, it feels good. You have to get back into that vibration in order to achieve the things that you want. You need to realize that what you're number one, that what you're seeing is true. It's for you, and you choose that vibe every single day. You're allowed to be sad. I am sad.
Mhm.
I've had moments that fucking suck where I feel like I suck, but it's always realigning to that truth of what I saw inside and choosing it based on the emotion, right? Like, when I think of the things that I've wanted and that I've achieved now, or where I am going, it makes me happy. And I choose to stay in that vibe after I've been sad, because I feel sad. I do get those moments where I'm like, fuck, I suck, even though I don't. It's choosing the next best thought
Mhm.
after that, is allowing yourself to feel, because I think that's being pushed around in the online space right now. Like, you can't be mad or sad, because that's low vibe. It's like, you are a fucking human, and you absolutely can feel those things, because you're human and you're allowed to feel those things. But it's always aligning back to that truth, and alignment happens when we're an energetic match for our desires, right? So when I
Mm.
feel what it feels like to have the things, and I stay in that vibe and I move from that place, they become your reality. They become a part of your reality. But the thing is you don't know how, you don't know when, you just know.
Mm.
You can't attach it to a timeline, right? There's no timeline. You're not allowed to attach it to anything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And that I think is the biggest challenge is like, yes, you know, but you never know again. It's like the unknown.
It's exactly it. And you have to surrender that. You can't be like, but how, but when, but if, but what about, but what? It's just like, no, you just got to be in that knowing and completely surrender it. And something I used to teach people, how to truly surrender the how and the outcome, because that's what it is. You need to surrender the outcome, is understand it's this or something better. And Katrina Ruth taught me this, and it's this. You think about it this way: you go on Amazon, right? You place the
Mhm.
order. You don't. You go on Amazon. What do you want to buy? Like right now, I'm looking at a king duvet cover, because I'm getting my master bedroom painted actually right now as we speak. And
Mm-hmm.
I go online and I look at this duvet cover and I order it, right? And I don't even question whether it's going to come. I order
Yeah.
I order it, and then it shows up at my fucking door. I don't even think about it. I'm not like, "Oh my god, I should call Amazon and see if they're gonna deliver this package or when it's gonna come or how it's gonna come and what is the guy gonna be doing? Is he gonna bring it to me? Like, what's gonna" You don't do that. You place the order, and it shows up at your door,
Yeah.
and you just carry on with your day. You know what I mean? You're not energetically being like, "Oh my god, like I just don't know if Amazon's gonna like deliver this package, and like what if it doesn't show up?" Like you don't do that. It just fucking shows up. It just that's what it is. And if it gets a little bit of a hiccup, it gets a little bit of a hiccup, and it eventually ends up on your doorstep. You don't even
Yeah.
question it.
Yeah.
That's how you
For sure.
surrender what you want. You just place the order and let go. Now, I'm not saying not to do anything because you still got to work towards it. You got to take aligned action from that place, understanding that the package is once you've ordered what you want, the business of your dreams, that's it. You've ordered it. It's coming. Now you just got to take aligned action from that place.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the biggest thing too that holds a lot of people back from surrendering is like falling back into that like scarcity place of like, oh my gosh, like I need to pay my bills, I need to do this, I need to do that. So like how do you surrender when you have that pressure
Has
there?
there ever been a time where you haven't been able to pay your bills eventually?
Yeah, I see what you
Ever in your whole life? You eventually you pay it. Like it's not like the end of the world.
mm-hmm.
Like you'll pay it next week. That's when the money's gonna come. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like you have to look back at. This is what I tell my clients. Is there anything in your entire life that you have never gotten through? I ask them this question.
Mm.
And they're usually like, well, no. I'm like, oh. And then I just go, oh, okay. And then I don't say
Yeah.
anything because there's such a self realization in that moment where you're like, there's nothing you haven't gotten through. You literally have.
That's so true.
You literally will get over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll be fine. Everything always works out. And I believe that. I say, everything always works out for me because it does.
I love that.
Yeah. You just figure it out. Like it's just what happens, or like you experience a tragic loss. Like you're eventually like you just feel better eventually.
Yeah, I love that so much. Thank you for sharing that. That was really good.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem. Well, it's just kind of what I do, you know?
Yeah. So I've never met a strong leader with an easy past. So looking back at your childhood and how you grew up, like, did you imagine that you'd be where you are today?
I look back at my childhood and I was always things make sense now when I do look back at my child. I was always like I would have garage sales and I would sell my toys to make money. I would play store. I was like, let's play store. I'll be the boss. And I look back. I attest to who I am a lot to my father. He is a famous jazz musician, and I saw him create this beautiful life for us. And at the time when you're a child, you don't see it, but you look back and like I see how he worked so hard to give us this beautiful life, and it really showed me even in times of despair when I was like not in a good place, because we've all been there, um that you can make your dreams come true,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I think that like it's just back to like what we said at the beginning. It's just a choice.
Mm.
It's just a
Hmm.
choice. You can choose to look at your childhood if it was hard, and obviously people need to deal with those traumas and stuff like that, and you can allow that to be the determining factor of where you go or don't go, but like
Hmm.
you choose that. That's a choice. That's a conscious choice. Everything is a choice and a thought, right? Everything becomes a thing because of a thought that someone has. So true, right? Like look at Steve Jobs. He had an idea to create like the most powerful electronic thing on the planet, and he did.
Yeah.
It was an idea that came to fruition.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it makes so much sense for sure. And I hope that if you're listening to this and you're like in a rut right now, just decide.
Yeah, just choose it. You just choose it. That's it. I mean, conversation over. But it is true, right? And here's the thing, it's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard. It's hard to make those choices every single day. It's hard to make the choice to keep going when you feel like you're failing. Failure is not real. It is just a feeling, and it's an emotion that we need to push through or don't. You do not fail until you quit.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And it's just an emotion that comes up, and it comes in the form of fear or comparison,
Mm-hmm.
or like you launch something and it fails, or like the whole pizza thing, like you're on a diet and you're trying to lose weight, and like the scale hasn't moved. It's like you choose, if you can choose that feeling that feels really shitty, or you can say I'm gonna keep going.
Yes. Love it.
And it's not gonna be easy. That's all you
Yeah.
need to know. It just gets easier to keep going. That's how it is.
So I asked this to everyone who comes on the podcast. What does being a powerful leader mean to you? And I'm very like so eager to hear your answer.
Because it's going to be like the most simplest thing ever. No, it honestly, to me, is just fully 100% being me,
Mm.
and showing people that that's where your power lies, and you don't need to be anyone else, act like anyone else, dress like anyone else, talk like anyone else, or do anything. Your power, like you are the power. That like I made a very simple one-liner post this morning. It's like, you are the content.
Yeah, I love
It's
that.
it's like you're the fucking niche. You're this. It's all, everything is you. You don't need you need anything else, because you're already amazing. And I
Yeah,
believe that about me, and I just move from that place.
I love that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think sometimes we forget how amazing we are.
I think all, like, 90% of people do. They forget that they don't suck. You don't suck. Like, you're just being tested. The universe tests you to see if what you want is really what you want. How willing or unwilling are you to move through that shit?
Yeah.
There's no gray area when it comes to success. There just isn't. You're either willing or unwilling. And that's it. Point blank, period. There's nowhere to go from there except willing or unwilling. It's like John, is it Gary John Bishop or John? Yeah, Gary John Bishop. I can't remember his name, but he wrote the book Unfuck Yourself, and he says it. You are either willing or unwilling, and that's it.
Mm.
There's no gray area. You're gonna have moments that feel like shit. It's just what it is.
Yeah, that's what being a human is.
Yeah, literally, you're having a human experience. Like, you're gonna, like, anyone that you're looking to that has the level of success that you want, and we talked about this just before, is evidence that you get to have it too. It's
Yeah.
not like, oh well, I'm never gonna have that. It's like, holy fuck, like, I'm gonna have that too. It's a flick of the switch. It's like you either look at that like, meh, yeah, she's making all the money and has all the clients, she has all the leads, she has everything, and I'm never gonna have that. Or you're like, holy fuck, that's so cool, I'm gonna be like that one day.
Yeah, I love it. You either take it as an inspiration or you don't.
Willing or unwilling, you choose it or you don't. You choose
I
to stay
love
in the
that.
shitstorm, or you get yourself out of the shitstorm. Like, that's it. There's nothing.
Mhm.
It's so simple yet so complicated at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Do you have, like any last piece of wisdom that you'd like to share with the audience?
If you are in this place where you feel stuck, or if you're in this place where you feel like whatever it is that you want isn't going to happen, it's really just a flick of the switch. It's just truly stepping into that, knowing, placing the order on Amazon, understanding that what you want is going to arrive when it arrives, and just moving from
Mhm.
that place always. You can have anything that you want, as long as you look at people's success as evidence that you get to have it too, and not as evidence that you suck and that you don't get to have it, because you don't suck and you do get to have it. Period. That's pretty much it. You
I
decide, you
love
choose
it.
it. Choose.
Yes, I love it. Decide, choose, and let us know on Instagram where you're at.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, let us know where you're at, because this is what I say. You choose, you have unwavering faith in yourself and your ability to bring it into your reality, and
Mhm.
you be grateful for it before it arrives. Be in the vibe of it before it arrives, and understand that you will be tested to see if what you want is really what you want, and you just move from that place always. Always.
I love it. So where can people go to connect with you further?
Well, they can find me a few different ways. I have a podcast. It's called Business is a Game. It's available on several different platforms. You can connect with me on Facebook at Cecile J. Wash. You can connect with me on Instagram on the same handle at Cecile J. Wash. And I'm also on TikTok as a Manifestation Mama. And that's pretty much it. That's all the ways. I'm sure there'll be other ways in the future, but that's them for now. If you have any questions or you need help, I'm here. I'm here to tell you that you don't suck.
Yeah, like go follow Cece. Like she's amazing. Like you're gonna have your like spirits uplifted and like you're gonna achieve everything you want to achieve. So
I
go
may tell you that
ahead.
you're being ridiculous and that, you got to stop being silly, but I mean, you'll know that you can do the damn thing.
Yeah, I love it. I love you so much. Thank you for being here, and I'm so grateful for you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been awesome.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Powerful Female Leaders podcast. If you love this episode, make sure to spread the message, leave a review, and subscribe. I would forever be grateful for you. I also want to hear from you, and I want to know your feedback and your questions for future episodes. So don't be shy, say hi, and send me a message at Powerful Female Leaders Podcast on Instagram. Until then, I'll see you on the next episode.